Deuteronomy 33. Moses has said a couple of chapters back here that I am 120 years old this day. All the way through Deuteronomy you read this phrase, this day, this day. And it seems that he gave this speech that is transcribed in the book of Deuteronomy, I would say on his birthday, which was the last day of his life. Because now you're going to read in chapter 34 that he goes up into the mountain and dies. And so you have here his very last words at the end of this speech that takes probably 4 hours to read, the book of Deuteronomy. And what are his very last words to Israel? Israel, who is like you, a people saved by Yahweh, the shield of your help, the sword of your excellency. Your enemies shall submit themselves to you. You shall tread on their high places. End. The high places of the other tribes were the places where they worshipped their idols. The high places were where Israel always went to commit sin. All through the prophets, all through the history books, you read that Israel sinned on the high places. And Moses' last words are, you shall tread on the high places. You shall do this. And I think this is his final vision for Israel, his final vision for God's people, which is including you and me, that we will overcome sin, that we shall trample upon our idols, upon our altars, that finally, for all the mess up in this life, for all our failures, for all the 2 steps back and 3 forward, for all the wandering around in circles and not getting it, finally we will tread on sin. We shall trample on their high places. We shall overcome. We will win. We will triumph in the end. We shall be more than conquerors through him that loved us, not in our own strength at all. And this is the final comfort to God's true Israel, God's true people, that we shall finally, sinners weak as we are, we shall finally overcome in God's strength. Because God, Yahweh, is the one who saves his people. And that is true. Yahoshua, Jesus in Greek. Yah saves. And we finally shall trample upon sin and upon all our weaknesses in the final day when we are immortalized in Jerusalem when the Lord Jesus returns.